Take a seat and get comfortable, Islanders. Norwegian Cruise Line opened the can of worms yesterday when they announced that they are eliminating the vaccine requirement that's been in place since the cruise restart in July of 2021. There were many people who are happy about this. They commented on our video yesterday. There's so much out there on social media about this, but there were many who are upset. They're outraged. They're saying, why? This is not the time. And this morning, Norwegian Cruise Line announces their Q2 earnings report. They report to Wall Street and investors. How's business going? How do the numbers look? Numbers were amiss. Let's call it what it is. Numbers were amiss. And now, those same people yesterday who said it's not time to do this, don't get rid of that vaccine requirement, are now saying that Norwegian and the cruise industry as a whole is starting to prioritize profits and money over protocols. Is that the case? Let's talk about what's going on in cruising and cruise news right now on Island Time. A big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. Thank you for stopping by the show again today. I am Derek. It is time to drop our anchors right now. Let's relax and spend some time in the islands. There are some out there that really do need to relax. They're upset over the news yesterday. We're going to get into that news in just a second. But it is clear we are in an ever-changing world with protocols and policies changing by the minute. You need to keep informed with your cruise line. If you're cruising Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, whoever it is, watch their page. Check your emails. Always listen to them, but always know as well that here at Island Time, we cover the entire industry. If you want the breakdown of the news and how news affects the entire industry, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Ring that bell to receive notifications when we upload content. Let's get into the news today. Norwegian Cruise Line, as we mentioned on yesterday's show, announced that they're eliminating the vaccine requirement. Unvaccinated passengers are welcomed to cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line, is what they said. They also are going to remove the testing requirement for vaccinated passengers. So either all passengers will be vaccinated when they board, you'll show your vaccine card, or they will be tested. Those are the unvaccinated. There were so many people that were excited about yesterday's announcement. There really are people who have not cruised since the cruise restart because of this vaccine requirement. Now they're cruising. At the same time, there are people who are upset. There are people who say now is not the time. And 24 hours later, fast forward to this morning when Norwegian released their Q2 earnings report and it wasn't so great, people are starting to wonder, is it profits over protocols? We're going to talk about that here in just a second. I want to show you this poll, though. I asked everyone on Facebook to go to YouTube. I posted on YouTube in our community tab this poll right here. Look at it. Here's the question. What do you think of the news from NCL that will allow both vaccinated and unvaccinated people to cruise? Vaccinated passengers will simply show their vaccine card to board, while unvaccinated passengers will present a negative COVID-19 test to board. We had over 400 votes on this, and 77% of people said I'm in favor of the changes. And I hope more cruise lines follow. We'll get to that here in just a second. We're getting there. 77%. So more than 3 out of 4 people said, I'm good with it. I want to see this across the industry. 16% said it's too early to make these changes slow down. That's a big number. 16% is a bigger number than what I thought it would be. And then, of course, there was an audience there, 7%. I don't care. Just let me cruise. It's a mixed reaction. It is. Unvaccinated passengers will have to take a test 72 hours, so they're going to be tested. But some say that is not enough. If you're not vaccinated, it's not enough. Several people I've seen on Facebook and other social media outlets are saying that this group of people, the unvaccinated, should have to do more than just test 72 hours before they board. Some are saying they should be tested every other day for COVID-19. I've seen as well that these unvaccinated cruisers should have to test halfway through their cruise to see if they've contracted COVID-19 because then it can spread. Of course, science tells us that the vaccine does not stop us from contracting COVID-19. It helps the symptoms. Maybe you don't have a heavy caseload as someone else that doesn't have the vaccine would have. But what do you think about this? What do you think about this unvaccinated group who's going to test before they board? NCL made that clear. Do you think they should have to do something else while they're on the ship? Let's say it's a 6-7 day cruise. Should they have to do something else? Yes or no? Let us know in the comment section below. Let's get to the next part of this story, where Norwegian Cruise Line announced today their Q2 earnings reports. And it's a miss. Some people say, oh, that announcement makes sense. They want more people to cruise. They want to widen their audience and their group of cruisers that can cruise because they're missing their numbers. There is a subset of the group who don't agree with these protocols, who are saying that profits and money is involved with these decisions. I agree money is involved, but it's not in the way that they're saying money is involved. They're saying money is involved because they're not meeting the numbers, the Wall Street numbers and profit margins and things like that. I don't think that's it. Norwegian and the cruise industry knows that if they don't keep their crew members and passengers safe, the protocols and profits, cruising, all of it's going out the window. Money is involved in this way. Norwegian and the cruise industry has spent millions of dollars researching and implementing and training crew members these protocols that have worked the past year. There have been new protocols put in place, right? When we get to a time where we're in a better place, protocols shift. And this is just the latest shift. Money's involved, but it's an investment. And the data that they have from European cruise lines who are doing this same thing, eliminating the vaccine requirement, it's working there, and now it's coming here. Does Norwegian or the cruise industry expect COVID-19 to go away? No, they don't. They don't. Listen to this announcement yesterday from Norwegian. They hinted at this. They don't expect COVID to go away. Here's what they said yesterday. Our long-awaited revisions to our testing and vaccination requirements bring us closer in line with the rest of society, which has learned to adapt and lived with COVID-19, and makes it simpler and easier for our loyal guests to cruise on our 3 best-in-class brands. Health and safety is our top priority, and we will continue to modify our robust Sail-Safe program as the public health environment evolves. They know it's not going away. And they've said if this protocol doesn't work, if cases on board rise quickly, or there's a new variant that's more dangerous than the current variant, they're going to monitor and adjust. So everybody calm down, everybody relax. Let's give this thing a shot, right? Let's give it a shot. Let's do it. Let's see. I've mentioned on today's show that Norwegian released their Q2 numbers. I want to go ahead and touch on those really quick as I reference those. Let's start with what CEO of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, Frank Del Rio, said with investors this morning. We are encouraged by the continued strong customer demand we are experiencing, which is reflected in our record pricing, accelerating booking volumes, especially for 2023 and beyond, our highest ever onboard revenue generation. Having emerged from the pandemic and returning to more normal operations, we remain steadfast in our strategy and commitment to protect our brand's positioning and industry-leading pricing, which we firmly believe is the best way to maximize long-term value for our stakeholders. Norwegian reported a loss of $509.3 million in Q2. This is not just a Norwegian problem. This is a cruise industry problem. Royal Carnival has done the exact same thing. As of June 30th, the company's total debt position is $13.2 billion. $13+ billion in debt. Again, not just NCL, it's across the industry. Interest expense, what they spent on just paying interest for this year, 2020, or for the third quarter, is going to be $160 million on interest alone. $1,615 million is what they will spend for the full year of 2022. Again, they had to take this debt, as did other cruise brands in the industry, to survive the pandemic. Occupancy for Norwegian Cruise Line is expected to be at 80%, one of the lowest in the industry. If you want to cruise and have low occupancy, Norwegian is the way to go, of course. I don't think Norwegian is putting profits over protocols. I think they've invested their money. They've looked at the data, and here's what it says. The latest announcement shares where they are, and I think where the entire cruise industry will be very, very soon. I invite you now to share your thoughts and opinions. Do you see it as profits over protocols? Do you agree with the decision? Let us know in the comment section below. That's why it's there. I'll do my best to return your comment, to see your comment, respond to it today while you're down there. If you enjoyed the show today, give us a thumbs up. Before we leave today, I have to mention this as well. Royal Caribbean and the boards on Facebook are starting to see a lot of activity. People have mentioned that they've noticed today that you can no longer submit your vaccine information on the Royal app. It's nothing new. Changes are coming for Royal Caribbean. A lot of people say August the 14th is the date for a big decision, a big announcement. We're going to see about that. I'll show you this right here. Royal Caribbean announced their latest protocols that are going to be good from August the 8th through the 14th, which is very, very short. Look what they say at the bottom of this. We are continuing to work with our destination partners to evolve and finalize other travel protocols as we begin transitioning to the point where everyone will be able to vacation with us. We look forward to providing more updates in the coming days. It's very possible that Royal Caribbean is going to have a similar announcement as Norwegian. It's very possible that Carnival does the same thing in the days ahead. We will be here to share the news with you and to tell how it impacts the cruise industry. We hope that you will be here to watch it and break it down with us. I invite you again to subscribe and like this video. Ring that bell to receive notifications when we upload content like this. Islanders, I can't wait to see your thoughts in the comment section below, and of course tomorrow right here on Island Time.